Hey everybody, I'm back in Kansas City at the National World War I Museum, and we're here to see their new exhibit. Stay with me. Hey everybody, we're here at the National World War I Museum here in Kansas City, Missouri, and very exciting to see that the exhibition, not exhibit, right?
Right.
The exhibition that they currently have that is opening tomorrow, which is June 6th?
Today's June 6th. It's actually opening to the public on the 8th.
On the 8th,
Thursday.
June 8th, and it'll be here for how long?
11 months.
For 11 months, and it is called Bespoke
Bespoke Bodies.
Bodies, and it's basically it's a history of prosthetics. And so it's a really neat exhibition, and I highly recommend you guys coming to take a look at it. But just tell us a little bit about it. What is it?
Well, why is it here in the
And
National
why is it
World War I Museum
here?
and Memorial?
Yeah, exactly.
So, World War I saw a real technological boom in terms of prosthetic use and design.
Reconstructive surgery, those types of things. So, and that's for a couple of reasons. The wounds that were received during the war, of course, were horrific, like all wars.
Right.
But medical advancements or advancements in medical medicine made those wounds somewhat survivable, kind of beginning in this era. So many of the wounds that would not have been survivable, these types of wounds have not been survivable in previous conflicts. They were survivable in World War I. Amputations still took place on a large scale, just like previous conflicts, but men didn't always, they could survive these and be reintegrated back into society. But of course, to be reintegrated and be productive members of society, prosthetic use had to increase, and technology had to increase, and not only to make the men comfortable and being able to be productive back when they go back home, but to make society comfortable around them as well.
Right.
These men with these types of wounds, they would go back home to the villages or towns. The numbers of these men that would come back with these types of wounds was something that was not seen before. So not only were the men wanting to be comfortable around their friends and family in their towns, but they wanted the townspeople to be comfortable around them as well.
Yeah.
So prosthetic use, the development of prosthetics, facial reconstructive surgery, things to make them appear somewhat as they were before they went off to war.
Right.
There was an industry that really boomed at this time.
Yeah.
So that's why it's here in the museum, and we discuss it in terms of World War I. But it's also, the exhibition is about how prosthetics have advanced over time and how the technological innovations that have occurred, not only since World War I, but really in the past 10, 20, 30 years, the use of different types of technology in prosthetics. So we wanted to highlight not only the history of how World War I really was, in many ways, the foundation of contemporary prosthetic use and plastic surgery and those types of things, but how that's still impacting the world today in terms of the advancement of this technology.
A lot of these technologies come about with the outcomes of war, right? And so, for members of the community, win-loss community, it's because of war that more research has gone into it and better technologies have developed. And so, like you said, it started with World War I is being the first advances in these technologies for people living with
And I
loss.
think because of our recent conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan,
Yeah.
there's been a raised awareness with improvised explosive devices
Right.
and soldiers recovering from those types of wounds. That's made it more noticeable, or the public has taken more notice
Right.
of these types of advancements that are needed,
Yeah.
for not only for soldiers but civilians as well.
Right, exactly. So tell us a little bit about the exhibit and what people will experience when they come to see it.
It's really a groundbreaking exhibit for us because it takes a contemporary look at prosthetics, the use of prosthetics, and the advancement of technology over time.
Couched in terms of the development of it beginning in World War I.
Right.
So some of the things you can see is not only the history of prosthetic use in the war itself, facial reconstructive surgery, plastic surgery, those types of things, but you see the advancement over time. To the point in our exhibition, you'll see objects and artifacts that have been used by Paralympians, that have been used for all different types of limb loss. And you'll see everything from not only the how these things are developed and used, but other issues about design and fashion and how they're not just a utilitarian object for someone to use,
Right.
but it's something that expresses their individuality.
Exactly.
So it's a really interesting exhibition where you're going to get history. You're going to hear the history of how this was begun in World War I, but then the contemporary development and use of these prosthetics and how it's really created a lot of opportunities for individuals to
express
themselves
right?
and do what they want to do
Yeah.
and be perceived how they want to be perceived.
Exactly, yeah. And I was really pleasantly surprised as I went through to see some people that I actually know be featured in some of the presentations within the exhibition. And so that was kind of fun for me to see. I'm like, oh, I know Maggie Bomber over there. And so that was pretty cool too. So tell me also, what are you guys doing with, for like the corporate engagement and the community outreach that you're doing with the corporate engagement?
So we have it's a real incredible opportunity for some of our corporate partners. There's an educational initiative that we've undertaken where community partners can come in and actually sit down and help create prosthetics that are then sent to underdeveloped communities overseas for children that a lot of times have limb loss due to landmines and grenades at that time,
Right.
those types of wounds. So you can come into the museum, you can go through this experience of actually sitting down and helping design and build a prosthetic for a child to then use.
So basically it's an organization that has these kits.
Right.
That helps you go through and design and put the prosthesis together. So it's not that you're just putting something together and you hope it fits somebody. It's actually been designed for somebody with an upper extremity limb loss. And so corporations can come in and do an event with this.
Right, corporations, community groups. We have a brand new event space that corporations and communities, people in the communities, and they use all the time. So we're open for anything of that sort. And you can schedule group tours as well through our new exhibition.
Okay.
If they want to take people through kind of separate from the general public, we're happy to do that for people. As many people as we can get to come through the exhibition. I think it'll be really good for.
Yeah, because not only is this exhibition amazing, but as you'll see down here, this is a newly opened space down here in, do you call it the basement? What do you call this?
The lower level.
The lower level. Basement's not good, right?
Right.
But there's some amazing things here about the era of World War I. Not only World War I itself, but just life in that particular time. It's pretty cool, and it's an amazing space to be in, actually. It's really cool. So to wrap this up, so we've got Bespoke Bodies.
Bespoke Bodies, right?
Will be here through
April of next year, April
So
2024.
April of 2024. So make sure you put it on your calendar if you're looking for a fun vacation to go on or a place to house an event. I highly recommend it. It's a pretty unique and amazing experience. So thanks for coming.